So I am going to be filming my February wrap up, and it is vlog style again because my good camera is dead right now. And I just want to film this, so yeah, we're gonna get started. So I read a total of 14 books this month, and in the month of February, I mean, and it was kind of a good reading month. I feel like I didn't enjoy as many books as I did the month of January. And also I feel like I'm kind of in a reading slump right now. Like, it's already March 7th and I've only read one book so far this month, so I definitely think I'm in like a slump. I'm hoping to get out of it soon. But I guess I'll just go ahead and start talking about the books that I read. So the first book that I read in the month of February was The Thief by Megan Wallen Turner. This was a really good book and I was pleasantly surprised with it. I was expecting not to really like it as much as I thought I would, or as I thought I did. So okay, I obviously don't know how to talk. It was just kind of, it was just very interesting. It talked a lot about mythology and history, and some people might find this boring. Like, I definitely can see why this book wouldn't be for everyone. Like, I would never recommend this book to my mom because she would hate it. But my dad, if he read, would love this book. So I just really, really liked it, and everybody says the series gets better from here, so I'm so excited to continue on with it. I actually want to start reading The Queen of Atolia really soon. But I gave this book a 4 out of 5 stars. It follows this guy named Jin who can apparently steal anything, and he got in trouble because he bragged about how good of a thief he was, and he got put in prison and then got asked to go on a mission to steal something for, I can't remember who he steals for. Like, I literally read this in the beginning of the month. I'll, like, get everything caught up when I start reading Queen of Atolia, because in the first part of every sequel, they kind of, like, catch you up a little bit. But, yeah, it was just, like, okay, it was slow at times. That's why I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. It was really slow at times, and sometimes I was just kind of like, okay, we can pick up the pace a little bit. Like, it's honestly all about them traveling and riding horses and stopping to camp and eat. Like, it doesn't really get into the action until, like, really later in the book. And even the action is a little underwhelming, but I don't know. I was just so fascinated with it. It was just my kind of book, so I don't know. I just really liked it. So the next book that I read was Salmon versus the Homo Sapiens Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Did I read this month? Or did I read this in January? Okay, hold on. So the reason I was confused is because I started this in January, but I didn't finish it until February. So I read this. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. It was excellent. I absolutely loved this book. This is probably going to go in my favorite books of 2018 video at the end of the year. I can already tell you this book will be in there. This is probably like my favorite contemporary of all time. I'm generally not a contemporary fan. In high school I was, but as I got older, I just found that it was all the same. This was very different. And I was really nervous to read this because I didn't really like The Upside of the Unrequited that much. And so I was expecting, like, not to like this either because it was by the same author. But I loved this. Like, Salmon was so sweet. He was, like, the most lovable character ever. And I just wanted to be best friends with him. And this whole story was so cute. And it had, like, just the greatest love story. And I don't know, I'm so excited for the movie to come out Friday. My mom and I are going to go see it. She read this month too. It was excellent. Okay, the next book. These are not in any particular order, by the way. I read is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. This book, I think I gave a 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. It was okay, but it ended up just making me angry the entire book. I just felt really angry because nothing would go right for the main character. There was never any, like, satisfaction with her. It was all just bad things, and I'm not used to that in novels. And they say it gets better as the series goes on, and I am going to continue with the series, but it was just so annoying, and it really, really bothered me. But, you know, I liked it, but it's also science fiction, and science fiction generally isn't my genre, so yeah. But, I mean, I still liked it. It was okay. Yeah. It wasn't my favorite, though. Definitely was not my favorite. I had a hard time getting through it. It took me a while to read it. But, it was still enjoyable, somewhat. I mean, I don't know. It just, I don't really know what to feel about this one, but it was okay. The next book that I have is Clockwork Prince by Cassandra Clare. Oh my god. Y'all, I love the Infernal Devassa series so much. It was such a great book. This book was like everything that I needed in life. It was so good, and it just was so satisfactory, and I've never had a true love triangle make me feel this way before in my life. I love both of these guys so much. Will and Jim, I love them, I love them, I love them, and I love Tessa, and I don't know, I just feel like these guys are my friends. Like, they just feel like you're close friends. Like, it's just so weird, but I absolutely adored this book, and I cannot wait for the conclusion in this trilogy. I do have my mind made up who I want Tessa to end up with. I want her to end up with Will. I really hope she does. I don't know if she will, but that's who I want her to be with. That's who I decided. I love Jim to death. Do not get me wrong, but I love Will. I love Will, and I want him to be with Tessa, so yeah. But 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. This was so good. Oh, my arm's starting to hurt. Oh, that felt good. Okay, so the next book I have here is A Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. This I really liked, and I think I gave this one a 4 out of 5 stars. The only thing I'll say about this novel is the whole time the main character, Selena, she gets talked up the whole book, how badass she is, how crazy she is, and how she's like this crazy assassin and is like highly above her, like she's just crazy skilled in what she does. But you never see her go full out, and I was expecting her at the end of the book to just like to completely shock and wow me, and she didn't. It was like really underwhelming and actually kind of anticlimactic. That's why I docked it a star, but the whole book was very, very entertaining. Sarah J. Maas always has super slow-paced books, so I wasn't surprised going into this after reading A Court of Thorns and Roses that this was slow-paced. And it's kind of just something I expect, and I'm not angry with it because that's just her writing style. But it was very, very, very enjoyable. I find that I like Kale right now. Is that how you say his name? I don't know. More than Darian. Darian's kind of arrogant and cocky to me, and I just don't like him. Kale is nice. But the thing is, I'm not in love with either of them. Like, I think at the end of the Throne of Glass series, or at the end of Throne of Glass book, the first book, I found that I really did like Kale, or however you say his name, but I was not in love with him. And even if I said I loved him in the vlog, I can't remember if I did. I think it's just like, I don't know, I get that way at the end of books. It's like I'm so happy that I finished the book that I have like all these happy feelings. But I don't love Darian or Kale at all. So I'm like kind of disappointed in her options for men. Because I don't like any of them right now really enough for her. So yeah, I mean, I'd be totally okay with her being single this whole series because I don't care for any of the guys that she's interested in right now. So, yeah. But this was a really, really good first book to a series, and I cannot wait to read Crown of Midnight. It's right there. Crown of Midnight. I said Crown of Midnight. Why do I do this to myself? So, yeah. And I need to find out when I need to read Assassin's Blade. I'm going to do it in the publication order. So, but there's that one. The next book I read, oh boy, is There's Someone Inside Your House by Stephanie Perkins. This I gave a 2 out of 5 stars. It was not good. I did not like it. I enjoyed it somewhat, but it was like not what I thought it was. First of all, this is supposed to be a thriller. It was not a thriller. I would not call this a thriller. Like, it didn't become a thriller until like page 170 something, and that's really bad. I felt like I was reading a romance the entire first part of the novel. And like parts that were intended to scare me and intended to be spooky didn't scare me because I'd literally forget I was reading a thriller. I'd be like, oh, and I even give an example of it in my vlog when I read this book, but it was just, it took me forever to get through. And this book is tiny. Like, I've read bigger books. Like, I read A Court of Mist and Fury in 24 hours. It took me a week and a half to read this book. A Court of Mist and Fury is like 650 something pages long. This book is like barely 200, and I couldn't even get through it in a day because it was so boring, and it wasn't scary. It didn't freak me out. It didn't do anything. It just was blech. So yeah, I think Stephanie Perkins definitely needs to not write thrillers anymore because it was bad. So yeah. The next book I have here is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I really, really liked the first part of this series, so it was really, really good. I'm having a hard time remembering some of their names. I remember liking Blue. I didn't, like, she's different. Blue's definitely different. I really like her, though. She's different from any other female protagonist I've read about. And I really like Gainsey. I love, 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 love Gainsey a lot. I didn't like, what was that kid's name? Okay, there's like a kid in here. Like, they're all a group. Adam. Adam is his name. Adam Kent and Shatter Me too. There's 2 Adams this month that I've read about that I hate. Adam just does not have a good name for me, I guess. If your name's Adam, I'm really sorry. I'm sure you're great. But, dang. Adam in this book, I did not like him in this book. And I didn't like Adam Kent in the Shatter Me series, which I'm about ready to talk about soon. But, yeah, I gave this book a 5 out of 5 stars. It was fantastic. I loved it. I cannot wait to continue on with the series. I've got those 2 right there. Right there. So I'm really excited to finish this off. It was so good. It was so, so good. It kept me on my toes. It was so mysterious and weird, but in a good way. And I was confused the majority of the time, but in like a good way. I can't explain it. You'll just have to try it. You'll have to. It's so good. The next book I have is The Diviners by Liba Bray. So this book, I think I had way greater expectations for this. I ended up giving this a 4 out of 5 stars. Evie O'Neill is the most annoying character ever. Hate her. Well, I don't hate her. Okay, I don't hate her. I just don't like her that much. And she got better in this book, but I'm reading Layer of Dreams right now, and she gets way worse than what she even started off in the beginning of this one. So, yeah. I don't know. I think the series just so far, I went in with great expectations, and it's kind of just underwhelming me so far. I do love the representation in these books. It's absolutely amazing. I can't even, like, explain. There's, like, a gay character, there's a black character, Irish, Chinese, Irish, yeah, character, and there's, like, more representation that I'm not even thinking of right now, but it's just, like, very well represented, and I love that for this, oh my god, I cannot speak. I love that about the series. But yeah, like, the mystery was just kind of underwhelming a little bit. It's very, very creepy. Actually, there's not really a mystery in these books. You get told who's doing all of this very, very early on in the book, so it's not really, like, something that's a mystery, and I don't think this is supposed to be a mystery. I think it's just a freaky fantasy novel, so... but I do like it. I did really enjoy this. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. Like, I did like it, and it is written so well. I love how it's written, so it was great. I liked it, but I just think I had, like, way greater expectations for it, but it was still good. Okay, the next book I have is Gemina by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff. This book, holy shit. This book was so good. I can't even, like, I can't. I am so excited for Obsidio. 5 out of 5 stars, obviously. This whole series is just amazing, and this has made me love sci-fi. I'm not a sci-fi person, but this series makes me want to be a sci-fi person. Like, just in love with it. I love it. So, I've got this, and it was a 5 out of 5 stars, and, yeah, it was great. So, I've got that. And then the last 3 books that I read this month, I've got 2 comic books that I'm going to show y'all. I read the Shatter Me series. I read Shatter Me, Unravel Me, and Ignite Me. So I read all of those, and it was really, sorry, my mom just came in here. It was really, really good, all of them. I gave Shatter Me a 4 out of 5 stars, Unravel Me 5 out of 5 stars, and Ignite Me a 5 out of 5 stars. And I actually have Restore Me, and I've started reading it, but I am so, so scared to read it because I loved this trilogy so much, and I'm kind of upset there's another book because this is, like, perfect, and I'm scared it's going to get ruined. But, yeah. I am, like, I was just so in love with the series. I got so, like, captivated by it. I read it within a few days, the whole series, and it was just so easy to read. The writing style was amazing. I loved Juliet. She started off really annoying for me, and she just grew to become better as she came, like, great character development for her, great character development. I love Warner, and I actually liked Warner from the beginning, which I kind of feel bad about because he was a really bad guy in the first book, but he did really bad things, but I always despised Adam. Like, if you're a person who likes Adam Kent in the Shatter Me series, that's totally fine, and I'm sorry if, like, you are upset that I hate him, but I hate him. I, like, physically was shaking. I was so mad at her. When he got physical with her at one point, like, grabs her hand and, like, starts, like, I just wanted to, like, oh my God. I just have never, ever felt so angry. I was shaking. I was so mad. He's just an ass, and I love Warner. I love Warner so much, and I love Julia, and I love Kenji. Like, this whole series was just amazing. It's something that, like, oh my God, it just made me so happy, and I'm glad that I read it when I did, because I was in a reading slump, and I was just, like, it completely just made me so happy. So I love that series, and I'm so excited to read Restore Me. So yeah, and then the 2 comic books that I read Saga Volume 2 and Saga Volume 3. I gave both of them a 5 out of 5 stars. I really, really like it now. The first one I didn't love. I just enjoyed it because it was my first comic book, and I think I just didn't know what to expect with it. So, yeah, but I'm obsessed with the 2 main characters. I'm dying to know how their story ends, and I'm very invested now. Very invested. And I want to read 1 classic a month. Here, I'm standing up. Oh my God. Okay. And I've got all my classics on my shelf, which are right here and up there in this basket. And I'm going to draw one to see which classic I'm going to read this month, because last month I didn't read a classic, and that's really bad. So let's figure out what I'll be reading. Persuasion by Jane Austen, and that one's a short one too, actually. So this one is the book I'll be reading this month, and I've even already started it. So I'm really excited about that. I love Jane Austen, so this will be good. So this is the classic of the month that I will be reading. I will do my best to do it. We shall see, and I will see you guys later. Please subscribe, and hopefully my March wrap-up, my camera will be working, and everything will go well so I can film an actual professional, like, video. So I will see y'all later. Bye.